Jeff is so based.
Based is good, right?
Yes, Daddy.
You look absolutely irresistible.
You're not so bad yourself.
Come here, you.
When Nick does well, I say good goy.
I like that.
Wow. So how quickly do things fall apart? Right after I made that video about Nick and Elijah crashing out, things really escalated. I mean, things have gotten wild. So, about 2 hours ago, I think it was 2 or 3 hours ago, Elijah Schaefer goes and says that he just found out that his wife was the one that took the kids and left him after he was celebrating today that he got his car back. And if you missed it, this odd little video that he made, let's see, right
No
here.
one believes me that my life doesn't make any sense right now, but this is the way back to my hotel room, and it doesn't make any sense. I now have to leave my hotel room because of a flood. This is very weird. But what's going on here, okay? It's very bizarre. So there's some, I guess, some water moving here. Okay, cool. Won't walk in that. My feet are wet. And then we got some flooding, I guess. Okay, it's falling on me. But what even is going on, right? There's a thing, okay? At least I can like take a seat and actually rest. But then I have some what? Some Diet Dr. Pepper?
A delicious, succulent Diet Pepper. Man, this kid is so fucked. So, if you don't know, Elijah Schaefer is formerly of Blaze TV, and yeah, so apparently Elijah is having a crash out as well as Nick today, and so he used to work for Blaze TV until he got fired, and it was kind of an odd disappearance. He had a huge show on there, and then all of it got taken away, and Alex Stein took over and got brought on to Blaze TV to take his hourly spot. And Elijah did have a pretty entertaining show. He was with this Sydney Watson chick who kind of sucks. And then he lost everything, and the rumors were that he went and got drunk and groped Sarah Gonzalez. Well, I was like, I mean, they're both kind of shitty people, so I didn't really take anything too seriously. But I did start to fucking hate Elijah, especially when he said, he kept being adamant about men not being in the room with their wives when they're giving birth, which pissed me off quite a bit because I was there to help actually deliver the baby on our second run. And I don't know, I feel like somebody that says something like that, aside from having quite a lisp and having a very questionable past, shouldn't, and who's also taking testosterone at the age of 30, shouldn't be telling other men anything. So he apparently this morning or afternoon or whatever says he doesn't know where his wife and kids are. He can't get a hold of them, and he filed a missing persons. He says somebody in his house planted drugs and said he was a criminal, and he's also been going through something with Kash Patel, where he is getting sued by Kash Patel for $5 million for alleging that his definitely not Mossad girlfriend is Mossad, and not a honeypot or a beard to mask Kash Patel's definitely straight lifestyle that he's been leading, where he was living with a very wealthy donor for quite a while. So he posts this, and then it gets even weirder because he starts talking about his car. Well, if you weren't following about Elijah, he has a $90,000 M4 that he was very proud of. And then about a month or so ago, he got it stolen off of his property, and along with a firearm that was stored inside the vehicle. And it was kind of weird. He was complaining about, that apparently his gap insurance wasn't covering it, and that someone had canceled the insurance on it and didn't, like, they had sent a letter a month or a week ago to that Twitter or that tweet about him having his car stolen. And I didn't really think anything about it. Everybody kind of laughed at him for being kind of a douchebag and being a BMW driver and having it stolen with a firearm off of his property. And so then today, when he got it back and that happened, the other post about him not finding his kids and then his car magically appearing. And here's a tweet. My stolen car was recovered by U.S. Customs. I am the victim of a serious set of felonies, including gun theft. Someone from my inner circle is involved. This is an international probe. I don't know who I pissed off. I have evidence and will prosecute. I can't say anything else. So, I was right. I guess I just have a brilliant mind. That's a brilliant schizo-autism that actually transfers into being a wizard. And I was like, man, that'd be interesting if somebody took his car to basically set him up to get him out of the state, away from his wife and kids, while he goes and recovers his car and his gun. And then his wife goes and makes an escape, because that's all that really makes sense, being that he has kind of a jaded past with drugs and alcohol and making very odd videos that he'll delete every once in a while. Accusations of cheating on his wife at CPAC and being gay and, kind of being a not the greatest husband. And at one point, I remember when he had his show on The Blaze, he came into work saying that he got hit in the eye by a black dildo and never really addressed it more than that. And nobody knew if he was serious or what was going on, but he just never said anything more about it. Well, that was actually true, because Elijah Schaffer he's actually admitted in other tweets about not being able to have an inner monologue. Everything just comes out like diarrhea. And so now what's happening on Twitter is Milo the gay man. Let's see. Let me increase that right there. Milo Yiblabopoulos. He says, I'm in touch with Elijah. I told him to get off the internet for a couple of weeks and go to rehab. It's better for everyone to just rip the Band-Aid off, so I'll share with you the next few hours the info doing the rounds in private, or at least what I've been able to confirm. Always great to have a gay friend that will dish out the tea for everyone on your behalf. And just several hours, maybe an hour before I came upon this, it was announced on Elijah's Twitter that he just found out that he was getting divorced and his wife took the kids. Well, this Twitter thread is definitely going to help you understand why. And as I said in the previous video, I don't like him, and I don't like his friends that he hangs out with, Elijah Fleckus and Rat Boy. My wife is usually right about these things, and I believe she's got her gut feeling that Fleckus is also gay, and Rat Boy they were living together and they have a gay lifestyle. But this is quite an insane story. Let me take a drink because I'm gonna be talking quite a bit. So, if you don't know, Elijah Schaefer, after leaving the Blaze, worked for Gavin McGinnis and then ended up creating some other company called Rift TV. Um, Funny that he didn't just put Grift because that's pretty much what he's done. And so he had hired this girl named Sarah Stock, and she's one of these kind of, you know, fairly attractive, blonde, conservative commentators, very useful in especially conservative circles, or yeah, pretty much conservative circles, is to have like a hot blonde that's le based and bring her on your channel and be like, oh man, see, there's some of them that are out there and they're really cool. So he brings on Sarah Stock, and I wonder if I can I guess I could probably pick up a picture of her so you guys can see her. But Elijah had a show. That is definitely not her. There we go, right there. Let me see. Okay, she's the one, the blonde one right there. I don't have it. Here, let me do this because I don't want to change my cropping. But, you know, she's a fairly good looking girl. So apparently, Mr. Elijah hired her on, and I found her kind of annoying on there, but you know, whatever. It's part of the grift. And sometimes I just have to explore different channels to get different stories, even though I don't like the people. It's probably what you do with me. You don't like me personally, but at least I bring up some interesting stuff occasionally. So he brings on Sarah Stock, and I thought she was married to the Mexican Mike guy, but I guess it was a different gentleman. And apparently in February 2025, Sarah Stock and Elijah Schaefer began sleeping together. The affair ended on the day she got engaged, and about 6 months later, in that time, they experienced multiple pregnancy scares. It is alleged by one former acquaintance that Sarah got at least one abortion. Eric, I was talking about how this guy, Elijah Schaefer, a conservative commentator, is getting a quite nasty divorce, and all of the tea is coming out. Currently, I'm just at the beginning of Milo Yiannopoulos, aka Nero, his thread disclosing everything and all the details. So Sarah Stock got hired on by Elijah after he met her at CPAC, where they ended up having an affair. The affair ended on the day she got engaged. About 6 months later, in that time, they experienced multiple pregnancy scares. It is alleged by one former acquaintance that Sarah got at least one abortion. At least one abortion. It is nuts to me. Like, after having 2 kids, I couldn't imagine, like, just thinking about abortion, even like, as you may know, I'm not crazy about certain groups of people, but I really can't, I just couldn't even, I don't wish that on anybody. Like, that's just so awful. Like, I could never think about doing that. It's just so evil. I mean, it's diabolical to what they do in an abortion. You may disagree, but that's because you're wrong. So Stock and Schaefer had sex on the day they met at the CPAC conference. In recordings of Stock's confessing the affair, she claims large amounts of alcohol were involved, completely absolving her of any responsibility and accountability. So they told each other they loved one another. Elijah told her he was thinking of leaving his wife for her. Take note, wife. And so Stock's husband has met Schaefer many times, but did not know about their sexual relationship when he proposed. In this recording, Stock can be heard admitting to the affair, adding that she does not plan to tell her husband about it. I'm not going to play the recording, but it's not the nicest stuff. This is, I don't have this cropped properly, but let's see. Not take any kind of, yeah, okay, so this is just basically her saying that she was intoxicated, blah, 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 that Elijah gave her Benadryl while she was drinking. So apparently my wife is in the chat saying I'm leaving you for a blonde. It better be a female, and I know you don't really like blondes, so anyway, so this girl, Sarah Stock, says that Schaefer got her drunk and that she had a rash appear and was itching. So he gave her a Benadryl, and that's what got her more intoxicated. The craziness, dude. God, that must have been some great pussy. I mean, that's some fucking wild lying. I bet you that was some fucking wild sex. So Stock alleges that Schaefer got me like very intoxicated. And man, does she have a great, sexy, soothing voice. And that she does not remember all the events of the evening. She adds that he gave her Benadryl ostensibly for a rash, but perhaps also to get her further intoxicated. She drank a bunch of shots and blacked out. Mind you that Elijah Schaefer has a background in biochem, who did his thesis on transgenders. And let me pull up a picture of him when he first got into the cool conservative sphere, where he would do the man on the street stuff. And by the way, him, as I said in the last video, Elijah Schaefer and Nick Fuentes, who was directly on a fucking mic telling people to go into the Capitol building, never got any kind of fucking like reprimand, no problems with the law. But as I showed in the other video, a guy that just tweeted about J6 that wasn't even there got swatted. So just think about, these people are all fucking gay feds. Where is the picture of Mr. Elijah Schaefer with his cool glasses? Man, I labeled these great, but I put so many fucking pictures in there that there he is. This is Elijah Schaefer back in the day, with pink highlights in his hair and literally rose tinted glasses, which is very funny. And that's his pal Fleckus from Fleckus Talks, who I just fucking can't stand. They're all fucking grifters, all fucking Trump dick riders. So let's see. Let's get back into this. Schaefer constantly questioned Stock's faith at the same time as, or so several former employees allege, masquerading as an Orthodox Christian himself, wearing oversized religious jewelry. When he met Stock's husband, Schaefer kissed him on the forehead in the manner of a priest. Mwah. Chef's kiss. So Elijah Schaefer's affair with Sarah Stock will come as a surprise to some observers, many of whom are convinced that Schaefer is, or at least was, gay. And by his voice, you would not be wrong. Others regard him as a cookie-cutter drunk and womanizer. Both groups are correct, according to Milo. Schaefer says he had a twink phase before he got married. That's pretty wild. I hope it's a hostess kind. A twink is a slender young homosexual male who enjoys being aggressively anally penetrated by an older, active, usually more muscular partner. This period seems to coincide with Schaefer's time as a youth pastor. I wonder if this picture has anything to do with that. So, by the way, Milo is a gay man. He's very notably a gay man who is now straight. So maybe they're just switching places. Maybe they're gonna make a movie like that. And a little known fact about Schaefer is that he attended church with and grew up around Benny Johnson, who was another one of these conservative grifters and pro-Zionist, I believe. He's kind of like a Cam Higbee. They're very annoying, and they're pushed onto me on Twitter when I'm just trying to find racist, awful things that people are saying. And Twitter seems to think that I'm either a groiper, a Chinese man, because I get all sorts of Chinese like videos, and then black people fighting, which I guess maybe that is me. So attended Benny Johnson, at whose house Schaefer attended sleepovers while they both attended Calvary Chapel. Schaefer left the church in a hurry when he was discovered having sex with another man. Huh. That's pretty wild. Despite his own past, one of Schaefer's favorite subjects is Nick Fuentes' homosexuality, a subject Schaefer returns to again and again. According to Sarah Stock, who comments in his second recording on how much shit Elijah talks about Fuentes in private. By the way, the little rift between Jake Shields and Nick Fuentes, as this comes out, just came back together. So I think somebody in Nick Fuentes' team was like, hey, you're about to get the Schaefer treatment. Why don't you patch things up with Mr. Jake Shields before you end up being exposed? Because there are allegations, aside from everything that I showed you already, is that Nick Fuentes let Destiny procure him orally. So let's see. Oh yeah, here's him just saying that he has confirmed that Schaefer's wife and children are safe. There are many examples of outrageous hypocrisy to list, but here's the kind of thing Stock was posting online while she was near weekly and for 6 months cheating on her boyfriend with Elijah Schaefer. It is not known whether she insisted on her husband wait for marriage. By the way, in that phone call that was up there posted, she goes and talks about how I'm not really a slut and I really don't do these things. Well, that's pretty interesting. So that's her. I love these pictures, by the way. I love pictures like this. I remember being in church and seeing girls like that, and I was like, oh yeah, you're really there's some never mind. So actually, that's not quite true. We didn't know if she made him wait. She did, because Sarah Stock's husband believed he was marrying a virgin. That's what she told him, or at least allowed him to believe. What we don't know is how she explained not being intact on the big night. Well, this is my favorite. My wife loves horse girls. Vigorous horse riding has been known to claim the hymeneal integrity of teen girls, though this is less common than women like to suggest. Oh, really, wife? So, Elijah Schaefer's drinking, drug taking, and extramarital affairs have been relentless for the duration of his marriage, a union hastily arranged once he decided to pursue a conservative media career. By the way, he's been doing a lot of stuff where he's been traveling to El Salvador and hanging out with a lot of crypto bros, taking pictures like this. He's telling people he's starting like a GoFundMe while he's standing in front of a helicopter and posting the Groiper bullshit of the Wang Half thing. And my people got my back, never felt more supported. Well, it doesn't seem like they stayed there. But anyways, so let's go back to viewing this. So, God, it gets worse. It gets worse for this young man. So Elijah Schaefer's drug taking, blah blah blah, relentless during the duration of his marriage. A union hastily arranged once he decided to pursue a conservative media career. This I was just telling my wife because I was kind of letting her know she loves gossip like this, and we both hate Elijah, and she really hates these guys. I mean, I the reason I don't bring her on here is because I will have my channel removed because she will say things that are far more vile. You think that I'm a degenerate or I say really mean things? Just if you knew how evil this woman's mind is, I there was something she said today that, like, I think it's more shocking because she looks like she's 12 years old, and Eric wants to ask, does pegging help with hemorrhoids? I think it actually produces hemorrhoids. I'll get back to you, and yeah, you're not a sweetheart. You're actually a quite vile, evil, dark-hearted bitch. Yeah. So a union hastily. Okay, so one thing hasn't changed since days as a youth pastor. He still likes things shoved up his bum. Interesting. His fetish for pegging is sufficiently well known that has been disclosed repeatedly, including by influencer Brittany Venti. So this answers that question that I've had about 3 or 4 years about why Elijah came in to the show one time with a black eye and said that he got hit in the eye by a black dildo, and everyone kind of just laughed it off and didn't, like, because he's gotten punched in the face during reporting by some black fellows that were helping clear out a TJ Maxx. So apparently Schaefer owns his own electric dildo, which he has taken with him on vacations to El Salvador and other places. You know, maybe take your family. Does it get its own seat on the plane? On these trips, he hires and brags about hiring female prostitutes, but spends much of their time together being anally, mechanically penetrated by the hookers. Interesting. Schaefer is on a cocktail of both illegal and prescription drugs, including peptides and accelerants. He has been blacking out from excessive alcohol consumption and a combination with these chemicals multiple days per week, per year, as he confesses in this third recording. I'm not going to play it, but he has posted before, like I said, videos of him poolside acting very weird, and so... Is it declared, you mean, or hidden? Sorry, I don't know what that means, Eric. So, okay, out of respect for Schaefer's soon-to-be ex-wife and for the sake of his children, I am not reproducing messages between the Schaefers. Suffice it to say that Elijah's conduct as husband and father has been derelict, frightening, and neglectful in the extreme. After years of infidelity, insensible drunken rants, abuse, and even being falsely implicated in felonies, Schaefer's wife filed for divorce in Texas in January. Worried about his manly public image, Schaefer filed in Florida so he could pretend he had instigated the divorce. That's pretty wild because I believe when I went down here, he filed in the 22nd of January, so she filed before that, and that means that this entire time he was lying on the tweets that he was creating today, which is that's a no-no. If you're gonna be a dog, you gotta just be the dog, dude. You can't just like, you gotta own it. You gotta be one of them dogs. So we got the civil, I guess the affidavit, it says blah blah blah. So Schaefer faces a messy divorce, made more difficult because he is flat broke. He raised money for a new endeavor, Rift TV, at a $5 million valuation, including one investment of over $250,000. But that money is already gone, as are the staff. Rift TV is insolvent, heading for bankruptcy. So I thought it was fucking crazy. Like the set that he was building and all the stupid stuff that he was creating for his set for some stupid TV show or internet show was, I mean, that was Alex Jones level almost, like a poor man's Alex Jones, but it was pretty freaking nice. And he was living in West Palm, I believe, or Boca, which is not a cheap place. I mean, that Boca Raton and West Palm, I've done work there. I've traveled through there a few times. I've been to, there's neighborhoods in there that you will never access that I've been to for work. And when I was doing like security stuff and home automation. And these people have money from things, these businesses that like you don't know who they are, but you use their products every single day, and you don't even think about these products that are in your hands and or on your shelves or whatever, and they don't put their faces out there. That's what real money is you never hear these people's names, but they're richer than any of the people that you've heard of. And you have to take a bridge. Let's put it this way. They surround themselves with water, and they have a guarded bridge to prevent you from entering their establishments. And nobody's ever home, actually. That's the craziest thing, is hardly anybody actually lives in these houses. So they're probably out doing things that you'll never imagine enjoying. But you should like try to achieve that level. I believe in you guys, and you can do it. So Schaefer faces a messy divorce, blah blah blah. As I write to you, dozens of stories about his private modus operandi are flooding in. They're all the same: aggressive sexual assault, profligate spending, profligate spending. I've never heard that word before. Vast quantities of drugs and alcohol, and at the end of the night, a foreign object in Elijah Schaefer's rectal canal. Here's my #Elijah2 story. We hosted with Elijah. He went out drinking with attendees. He flirted with college girls the entire time and only took a brief break to FaceTime his wife. He was very drunk. All right, well, so far I'm on his side. The next day, one girl from that night told me that Elijah had put his hands in her pants when she told him no multiple times. So I was down till the no part. He also tried to make her touch him. Man, this guy has some fucking riz, huh? After she pushed back and told him no multiple times, he eventually stopped. I mean, he did stop. So she didn't want me to make a big deal out of it, but I was pretty upset and stopped working with Elijah. Elijah claimed he did coke on a bong. I have no clue if that is even possible. I'm pretty sure that's called crack. And at one of the dive bars, I saw him go into one of the dive bars. I saw him go into a bathroom with literally 10 college girls who were doing coke. I mean, I'm not a coke person. I'd never done coke, and I never want to do coke. Everybody that I've seen do coke has these weird nostrils and these weird eyes that just really seem soulless. I don't know about you guys. I mean, I've met people that have done it a few times that didn't get that, but like, it doesn't usually end up in just a one or two time thing, and they usually become quite disgusting people. So later today, I'll share what it was like to work for Rift TV and the vindictive ways retaliated against those who either tried to help him or who spoke out about the workplace he made them endure. Oh, and that BMW, he left it unlocked with the keys inside. More so. Okay. And here's a picture of Jesus, this poor son of a bitch. Oh, son of a gun. This is the Sarah Stock girl standing in front of the Pope with her husband. God, oh God, dude, that's rough. Man, that is a rough story, dude. That is so crazy. You can't hear me? Are you sure you can't hear me? How long have you not been able to hear me? Because I see myself. Okay. So, this is that tweet about him not having an inner monologue. Dude, you know, you shouldn't have been a cocky asshole. This shit always happens. Oh, man. He is so goddamn fucked. Okay. Hi, Sarah Stock. Did you get removed from Rift TV as an affiliate because of an affair with Elijah Schaefer asking for a friend? Shut up. Yeah, fuck you guys. Trying to pull a old Dylan Farnham no audio prank. You guys are so silly. Your tweets have been so erratic and insane that people are asking if you killed your family. There's a dossier being... Do you like how I read dossier? Being circulated that reveals all the details about Rift's collapse and your drinking, substance abuse, the affair with Sarah Stock, the treatment of your wife, sexual habits and perversions, alleged prostitution, your wife filing for divorce, and then you filing back in a different state so you can make out that you dumped her. I mean, oh, and then, oh, I forgot about Lauren Southern. Yeah, that chick is fantastic. I mean, they're almost clones. Those two look just, those are what we call horse girls. Those girls were raised with horses. Oh man. This is a wild ride, dude. Oh yeah. Here somebody says, bro, you have the right to remain silent. My wife divorced me and took my kids and I have no idea where they are. I'm sober. I'm sad. I have good support. Thank you for everyone supporting me during this rough season. I'll get through it. I don't think you're going to. Oh, man. Jeez. Let's see if there's any updates from Mr. Milo Bapalopoulos. Please put some time aside tonight to pray for the victims of the disgraces, for a husband, a wife, innocent children. I can't in good conscience extend this to Rift TV's investors, but in my experience, the severely mentally handicapped are a lot happier than the rest of us. Jesus. Oh, everyone is convinced I live for this shit, but I approach it as more of a solemn duty. Thank you for your work, sir. Lauren Southern has become kind of a cult of vindictive, malicious, pathological liars and the worst of womanhood, generally CC Cobra Tate, and I guess that's his brother. Wow. This is some fun stuff. Okay. Is this all we're doing? Oh, God. Oh. Okay. Thank God there was no D in this picture. The biggest lingering question is to whether the abortion alleged by Sarah Stock's former co-worker in fact happened. That's the fucking worst part of it, dude. That is really awful. To be precise, this ex-colleague said at least once. That's pretty rough, dude. Oh, man. All right. Well, is there anything else that I should be covering with you guys? Anybody else got anything to add? Because, I feel like your wife and children are still missing, but they found the car. You shouldn't have been a fucking piece of shit, dude. I fucking hated that guy as soon as he said that he found it gay or gross that men are present during the delivery of their wives' babies. And that really set me off and left a lingering hatred in my heart for this man. So you got everything that came to you. Oh, I mean, well, here. Okay. And Milo, I hope to God the next one that we see taken down, because as I said in the previous video, both of these guys were at J6 and got no trouble. And both have a very similar modus operandi, as Milo's put. On 6 or 7 occasions now over the past half decade, Nick has had the opportunity to disavow a child molester and has chosen to do the opposite loudly, defiantly, and ruinously. There's no mere suspect pattern any longer, I'm convinced. That's what Nick likes too. I'm telling you guys, I hope that they start taking these people out. Thank you. Shut up, Vince. So, Jews Call-In Show brought me here. Thank you, Mr. Unfortunate Fool. I've kind of wrapped up everything. This was more geared towards the drama with Elijah Schaefer that has been breaking. It seems that it's very interesting that the downfall and of many influencer in the conservative circle has happened this month. And on top of that, we have all these wars. So something's definitely going on. They're clearing out house. I don't really have anything else to say to you guys, unless you, yeah, Vince, you missed the hot gossip, dude. This is, and by the way, I didn't do any of my slow ass, monotone talking. I have high energy, so this one will not put you to sleep, as some people are apt to criticize me for. I was on the ball. I was not taking long pauses between my speaking, and I was being very cool. So go ahead and watch the other video, and you guys have a